Alright, we should be live.
All right. Well, hello everyone. I go by Warboss, and today we're going to be starting a new D&D campaign called The Crown of the Tyrant Queen. I would like to introduce my players. Oh, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Go ahead, guys. And gal.
I'll go ahead and start, I suppose. Hello, I am Iris Fulgur, Kirby, whatever you want to call me. I don't care. He, him. I'm the schmuck who's running the stream. I am not in the top corner today, though, because I am not running this game.
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered to do it on my own Twitch. I can't stream. I don't know how. I could learn, but it's easier to just go, hey, Curb, you have a Twitch, right? Let's do it there.
He's got affiliate. Might as well make use of it.
True. Very true.
All right, then how about you, Min?
I am Minshift, Mineshaft, various names I go by, he, him. I am a resident smartass and poster of deers.
That's very accurate. Oh, I should probably say, and you'll be playing?
I will be playing Herrick.
Yeah, that is a good point. I will also be playing Gil, the human monk, for the time being.
We can go over the description of the characters when we meet them in earnest.
Very
now,
true.
Tony, tell us who you are and who you'll be playing. I don't know.
She back? I know she said she was AFK in the Discord.
Ah, shit. Fuck. Well, hey guys, we're professionals.
Off to a great start.
Sai, help me! Save me!
All right, I'll help you out. Warboss! No, sorry.
Hi guys. I go by Warboss, and I'm gonna be playing literally everyone except these assholes. All right, Sai, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sai. People might call me Mitty. That's things. I am going to be playing the oh my gosh, the burb thing. I was going to say Murkrow, but it's not a fucking Murkrow. What am I saying? It's a Kenku. It's the little Kenku, Sayora.
Don't call him a Murkrow. We don't want to get Nintendo involved here.
Yeah.
Murkrow.
We've already tried to set it so that all the music we're using isn't copyrighted, so we don't get fucking punted out of Twitch. But let's keep this going and not have let's not have Nintendo put their nose into this. So hey, Tony, are you back?
Are you unable to speak right now? Okay.
Okay,
Yep,
so
that's okay.
we'll go with I'm gonna introduce Tony. Tony is our resident artist. She says she's not. She says she's a what did you say? Graphic designer? But she does art. She's amazing. Everyone should love her. And I'm gonna stop. She's gonna curse me in the comments. And she is playing a birdfolk Aarakocra named Hecate, who we will describe at a later date. Yes,
Yes.
Tony, if you can.
She did.
Okay.
She's a
I
bird
am the
bard.
bird bard.
She is the bird bard. All right. So, we start in the town of Bismuth. I set up a little thing to read because this is a professional stream, of course.
Of course.
So, we're going to go over a little introduction of the setting we're working with. So, 763 years ago, in the year 0 of our age, Tiamat, the greater dragon goddess of tyranny, broke through the veil to stand among the mortals on the prime material plane. Her arrival shaked the world, and though diminished in power, her strength was almost without equal. Many great wars were fought in the years to follow, throwing the world into chaos, and the old factions and world powers were ground to dust, unable to weather the storm. Yet, from the ashes rose a new world order. Today, 5 factions are held in a precarious balance. First being, of course, the Queendom, led by the Tyrant Queen herself. Second is the Fell Empire, ruled by the Dead Council. Third and fourth, respectively, are the Adventurers Guild and the Arcane Society, 2 large powers who hold little territory of their own, but great political power in all regions. Fifth and last, but not least, of these great powers is Bastion, led by the Great Worm Council, and on the border of which this adventure begins. So, in the border city of Bismuth, we find our adventurers. Who would like to go first? I don't want to force you or anything, but I'll choose if you don't.
I would say me, but a train's about to go by.
Cool.
Oh, well, that's
Choo-choo!
wonderful.
Say hi to Thomas for me.
I was going to click the Thomas the Tank Engine button on my soundboard, but then I remembered, yeah, no copyright. All right, so let's go with first we will head to a little inn.
There we
In
go.
this inn, like many others, has a stable where the horses of the various people who stay at the inn may be left to rest. And in this stable, we found one creature that is not a horse. Laying in the straw is Herrick. Min, how about you describe Herrick to me?
Alright, so Herrick is a very tall, like around 8 feet-ish, 8 feet tall, black half dragon. He is decent musculature, though his frame is a bit more kind of wiry and athletic. He's got these kind of curving, kind of like goblet handle style horns. His right eye is this kind of brilliant golden yellow, and over his left eye he has an eye patch of sorts. General attire, kind of think like this kind of like big, heavy kind of like coat that's just like tattered, frayed in spots, has like definitely seen like a lot of travel, possibly combat. And he carries with him a pair of spears, which usually he has slung over his back.
All right. Kirby, I'm not sure what it looks like on your end, but you should have access to all sheets, at least as a
Yep, I believe so.
as a limited access. So when someone introduces themselves, if you could open the sheet so they see the art,
Mhm.
even though the art is not final, that would be great. Thank you.
I would probably
I
recommend not
also-
to share mine.
I mean, I
Not-
also
yeah,
changed your
we're
icon
not-
on
we're not
stream
gonna
to
look at
your
Ekete.
character profile for the time being, but it's fine.
All right.
Until we get more official
That's-
artwork, we'll just go with what's available.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Alright.
what size icon is. Don't worry about it.
So
It's okay.
so there in the
Stable.
stable. Yeah, thank you. I don't. Words are fun. Anyway, there in the stable, you're laying in the straw, and a mare approaches you and start sniffing at you, wondering what this thing is in the stable. How do you react?
Here, just kind of like looks over to the horse and just, oh, hello there. I guess I've got company out here.
The horse doesn't understand you because it's a horse, but it gets a feeling as to your intent through the tone of your voice, and it seems to feel that you are approachable. How about you do me a solid and roll me a animal handling? We're gonna first roll the game.
First roll of the game.
Oh boy, this is gonna determine the entire game, folks. Let's go.
No pressure.
Oh,
That was better than I expected.
That's pretty
a
solid.
16. That's pretty good for you.
It is.
All right.
It's weird
So-
not having wisdom anymore.
The horse, the mare, sorry, I was specific, moves forward and nudges at you before she just kind of starts to she just stays near you, nudges you a bit, and just kind of well, horses don't really lay down. But she just kind of stays around and offers you her company. You feel that with the roll that you made of a 16, you could probably, if worst came, you're someone who's had to run for their lives quite a few times, if I remember correctly. And
Correct.
from just kind of reading this situation, you feel like if worst came, this horse is big enough and seems to like you enough that you could flee on it. You would have to steal it
No.
from the owner, but hey, you don't. That's sometimes ends justify the means, you know? Is there anything you want to do with the horse? Is there, do you want to get closer and get up, rub at her mane, anything? Or are you just going to remain laying there in the hay?
Oh, this is probably the first good interaction Herrick had with an individual in quite a while, so he's just gonna
Yeah.
kind of stand up a bit, kind of scratch at her mane.
Okay. Yeah, so you well, she seems to like you, which is rare because not a lot of people like black half dragons. Um not not in a racist you're I was gonna say you're black. Okay.
Oh.
So not in the racist you're a dragon way, but as is widely known, the entire um, leading faction of the queendom, the faction that is opposed to Bastion, is composed of dragon folk. So dragons, half dragons, dragonborn, they are the leaders of the enemy. So usually when you're moving around in Bastion, especially as a chromatic half dragon, you don't always get the best reception, which is why this interaction with the mayor, the black mayor, funny enough, is refreshing. Now we're going to move away from the stable. I know, stable. I'm gonna get it at one point.
It's
We
okay.
move
Warboss, do we
away.
need to get you into the locker?
Out of the horse place.
We're gonna move out of the horse place, the stable, and go through the wall into the inn, where an Aarakocra, a colorful bird folk, is playing. What are you playing, Tony?
I am playing an accordion.
An accordion. So, the inn itself isn't filled to bursting, but there is a lot of merriment to be had, a lot of people clapping along to your songs, and the innkeep behind the bar is smiling, thinking that this will be a good night. Why don't you make me a performance roll, just for the fun of it?
Ah, fuck.
Second roll. Second
Second
roll.
roll. This is an easy roll. You're in a that's dirty 20.
That's 20.
This is a dirty 20.
So
You're
all right,
really
then,
fucking good, Jesus.
so Hecate is raising the fucking house, and this is a good. You're playing, and everyone is just humming along, clapping. This is a great performance, and the inn is filling up with more and more people as time goes by, as the rumors of a fairly good bard around. Like we're on the outskirts of the bastion, so sorry. So good bards are not exactly there's not a lot of them. They pass by from time to time. Most bards end up being either working for a court, working for one of the leaders of the faction, or being adventurers. So bards are usually of assing. How long have you been here, Tony? If you let me ask.
I just kind of guessing probably be about a couple of weeks at most.
All right. So if you've been here for a couple weeks, then the word has spread that there's an actual bard in town. So this inn is probably the most the most lively out of the the city at this moment. I say town, but we're in a city right now because, if not, would it make sense later? Shh. So, you you're playing, and eventually you get to take a little break, and the innkeeper comes and says, "Well, you've made me a lot of money. Thank you. I don't know what made you choose this inn rather than another, but I'm really happy you did."
Well, I just needed a place to spend a couple of nights at, and I'll be on my way eventually.
Please don't. No, I understand. How long do you think you'll be staying?
Well, if the going gets rough, I'd probably say I've got at least another week or so.
You see him scratch his chin. Seems to be. You've seen a lot of innkeepers. You're pretty sure he's currently calculating how much money he's gonna be making out of you before you leave. And he smiles and then says, "All right then. Well, I'll ask the cook to make you something, and we'll bring you. What would you like to drink?"
He's internally planning on staying, I don't know, maybe like a month or so, but he's trying to see like what the innkeep's reaction is to a week.
Okay. Okay. How about I roll something,
Okay.
and you roll deception.
Okay, I can try it.
Hey, this innkeeper's a commoner. He's not gonna have like.
Oh shit.
Well, you said shit, but like 12 is enough to beat this innkeeper.
Oh.
Well, first off, this is a small border town, so innkeeper is like, he's pretty good at this stuff, but he didn't roll well either. So the innkeeper just kind of doesn't see through your schemes, and he says, as I said, that he's going to go to the cook and ask for a meal to be prepared for you, and then he asks you, "Oh, and what would you like to drink?"
Your finest ale, if you would.
Ha! Finest ale. He laughs as he goes behind the counter and chooses one of the two ales available, which is
Okay.
no finer than the other, but hey, it's ale. um, at the risk of repeating myself, this is very much so border city, so not a lot of crazy stuff. But he thinks about it for a second and looks at you and thinks about the money you're making him. And rather than taking from the tap, he goes to the back and comes back with a bottle he's going to pour into a glass for you.
Oh
And
hell yeah.
you succeeded your check against him. So, I'm not going to be a dick about it. So, what he's going to do is he's going to offer you like something a bit more pleasant than his on tap regular ale. So, in the hopes that you're going to stay longer than a week, he wants to treat you good. He gives you the glass, smiles, nods, looks around at the inn full of patrons, taps his belly once, twice, satisfaction written on his face, and walks back behind the bar to serve other patrons.
So with just a simple nod towards him, I raise my glass, take a sip, and continue playing.
Now, we're gonna go to another place in the city. This place, however, is not technically part of Bastion. At the back of the building, the Adventurers Society is a training yard. And in this training yard, young prospecting adventurers are allowed to spar. They have blunted weapons and mannequins and targets for archery. The basics to try to train yourself. And currently fighting in the sand is seemingly a man. Kirby, how about you go ahead and give me who's fighting? And just for the spice, who are you fighting? And I'd like to know.
Boy. Gil Criskin is a seemingly regular-looking human man with blonde hair and yellowish golden eyes. He wears long, flowing red robes with golden trim and various red wrappings and what looks like red lizard scale hide with wrapped around his arms. He typically, in combat, uses long, almost brass-colored claw weapons. But in this training arena, he is probably just using his fists and just puts his arms up as the regular... You know what? We'll say he's just fighting another human for the time being. A brunette-haired trainee in the area.
All right.
One of the younger members of the town militia currently training with him.
And because I feel like it's more interesting that way, rather than making you roll, I'd like to know, how's it going for Gil at this moment?
Oh boy. How is it going for Gil?
Is he beating the shit out of this young trainee, or is he getting his money's worth? Though there's no money involved. I don't know why I said money's worth.
I would say, as of current, he's probably not taking everything out on the trainee. He's probably more just practicing his evasive maneuvers and critiquing the blows of the trainee.
All right. So, how about you make me just a general charisma check? No skill, no nothing, just general charisma.
That's not common.
It's going to be a fairly low roll, considering it doesn't get a lot of bonuses. I'm not going to be requiring much. Unless you roll really crappy, nothing bad's going to happen.
That would be a 17.
Okay, so apparently we're getting all the good rolls out today.
Excellent combat's gonna be fantastic.
All right, so a 17. So with a 17 on your charisma roll, the trainee is not taking it badly that you're critiquing her fighting style. She's actually listening and considers, in a certain way, your character to be Gil to be a just kind of a more tempered fighter. And she quickly, and with the good charisma roll, she quickly adapts and follows your critiques of her fighting style and quickly improves. It looks like this young trainee has a future, perhaps in the guild or in the guard, whichever she decides she wants to pursue. And you fight for a while, and despite her increase in proficiency as the fight goes on, you end up winning. And the you called them a brunette, but are they she or a he?
Everyone's freaking out in chat over Gil. We can go her. We can go female.
Okay. So the young woman sits down on her sits down and just kind of huffing and puffing. She's panting and she says, "Wow, you're pretty strong."
Been around the block.
I can see that. Thanks for the training, by the way. A lot of guys just use their strength and just kind of try to overpower. And but you were clearly using more skill and you helped me out. So, well, thanks.
It's all good. I'm just trying to stay sharp myself.
Well, you are sharp, that's for sure. And she laughs.
Gil raises an eyebrow.
Her laugh peters out. She goes, I'm sorry, it's a bad joke. And as this awkward interaction with the young brunette trainee keeps on going, we're going to fly away from the Adventurers Guild, go back into the territory of Bastion, and find ourselves at the door, the entrance to the city, the gate, I should say. More a gate than a door when you're entering a city, I should say. Yeah. So at the city gate, the North City Gate. At the North City Gate, we follow Kenku, who walks towards the guard post. Sai, how about you describe this character for the audience?
From what's visible at the moment, there's not much to describe, as this Kenku's black feathers are covered by a black cloak. And said cloak seems to be covering a necklace in itself. There is a long sword and a shield on the back of the Kenku.
Mm-hmm.
And as it approaches, it is very apparent that this is of the smaller sort of Kenku.
So a little boy.
Yes, he's a small boy. Oh, small girl. Small girl.
Small bean.
Oh, small girl. That's good
Yes.
to know. So you approach the city, and
It is.
I'd like to
closed,
ask
right?
you.
It is currently closed, right?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
Well, I
we
have a
we
thing for
kind
that.
of we kind of set up that this was happening closer to the evening because the inn was full of people and bustling. So it clearly
That works.
wasn't midday. But are we more night or
Go
early
with night,
evening
that would
type of
work.
deal? All right. So at night, this is a border city, so the gates are probably closed. There are so to enter Bismuth, there is a large gate, and next to the gate there's a smaller door where the guards are sitting, and they can let like the one or two people that come in late into the city if necessary, without having to open the giant freaking gates. I'm trying not to swear. Um, so you approach and you look up at the indigo sky with the currently the moon closest to you is the red moon. So everything is bathed in this fiery hue. With rather than being dark, everything has this orange forge like glow to it, though much dimmer than you would find in the forge. And you approach the gate. One of the guards goes, "Halt! Who comes here?"
The immediate response just opens its beak, and the weirdest noises come from its mouth. Requesting an audience with "Please let me in."
The guard goes, "Ah, a Kenku! You guys are fun. Anyway, so I hate to do this, but there's kind of a procedure for letting people in this late. What's the reason for your visit to Bismuth?"
Aw, just passing through.
Oh, all right then. Is there a reason you're coming so late, or is it just, were you inconvenienced while on the traveling?
Inconvenienced. Oh, yeah, boy was I. Ugh. Well, you see, there was that thing over there. Just points back and just right behind. Far away, can't miss it.
The guard
Just doesn't
nods.
go on from there.
The guard nods sagely as if he understands, and he says, yes, I get it. That's always a problem around these parts. Well, sure, why not? Do you have any affiliations we should take into account, or are you unaffiliated?
The wings spread out, just make an X.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Standard procedure, I need to inform you that there is indeed an arcane society branch and an adventurous guild in the city. Wouldn't want to go in without knowing that information, of course. That would be such a pain. And he seems to be a bit sarcastic about that. And he says, "Well, all right then." And he gets up from his chair and opens the door. And says, "Well, come on in. There's a bar at D." We're gonna stop here. We're gonna go back to Tony. Hey, Tony. I
Yeah.
gotta ask you, what's the name of the inn you're playing at? Just for fun. Come up with anything. I don't mind.
Oh
It
god.
can be
Oh.
stupid.
Almost
It
said
can
the
be a
Holiday Inn.
reference, an anime reference, whatever it is. I don't care. Just give me a name.
See, the funny thing was, I almost said the Holiday Inn.
Oh no!
That's kind of great.
You know what? Let's roll with that. We press back to the play button, and the card says, there's a bar at the Holiday Inn. About midway through town. I heard they're pretty proficient, so I would suggest that if you're looking for a place to sleep.
Sleep. Yes. Just nods.
That was a strange way to put it, but sure. He opens the door for you and motions you forward.
And he starts to wander in, and as he waves with a wing, in the most the most jumbled way of this guy's own voice, he says, "Have a great day." Like, of all of the words and sounds that this guy said,
fucking have a great day.
War boss, you
For-
said the glitch music wouldn't work in this game. Here's your glitch right here.
All right. So, you enter town and begin to walk towards the inn. And, well, here's the well, I don't want to tell you what your character does, so I'm going to ask you, do you head to the inn, to the Adventurers Guild, or to the Arcane Society? Those are the three big places where things would be happening. You could also head to an inn without a bard, which I wouldn't be against,
That would be pretty boring, no?
but that would be pretty boring.
I'm going to the Holiday Inn because
Oh, yeah.
that's what was recommended.
Alright.
And I said, yeah, I'm going to the inn, so.
All right.
We're going to
She's
the
got to
end.
make use of those membership points.
Heck yeah.
So I'm gonna try something. This is new to me, so we're going to just do this. Is it working?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting any music from the watch
It
together.
works.
Try
hear
refreshing the
it.
page. It is definitely playing.
I'm gonna refresh the page.
It's also quieter than the previous song. So.
It is a bit quieter, yeah.
I definitely hear it though.
I'm gonna see if there's an issue. Well, I mean, if you can't hear it, then we're happy. I can't hear it, but I don't know why.
That is weird.
Okay, so doesn't matter if I can't. I'm gonna try. Okay, so it was this one. Okay, I can hear it now.
Very odd.
So, as you all get ready for the night, you feel in the earth a rumble. Something shakes, strains, and in the sky, which is currently bathed in a soft reddish glow, those who are outside, so Gil, I'm gonna keep calling you Gale, I'm sorry.
Oh
Gil,
my god.
Gil and Nara? So I
Ciara.
forget. Ciara. Gil and Ciara, you see a blue, you know what? A yellow light, sickly yellow, just bathe the sky. And as it hits, you just see the, a kind of sickly yellow fog roll onto this invisible barrier that covers the city. That seems to be starting at the walls and then reaching to the top of the city. This yellow gas fluid thing just kind of crashes onto the dome, and then it starts to crackle and crack as if it was being eaten through. And then Ciara, you turn around and you see the door that you went through a few in the distance just slam open with the guard stumbling through and then falling to their knees.
Going to immediately run over there. I was thinking of exiting over there anyways. So just gonna run over there and see how he's doing.
As you run towards the city guard, a large scaled figure walks through the door and impales him.
And I go in the other direction.
As the entrance to the city, the gate begins to flood with creatures. You don't exactly see what they are. A lot of them are large and scaled, so you can make a guess. The barrier in the sky gets hit by a second blast of this sickly yellow energy, and then it begins to crack. You see in the sky the cracks spreading from the impact and then slowly widening as this energy just corrodes the barrier. And just as the energy stops pouring onto the barrier and you see the crack begins to thin out as they get regenerated, this humongous black form slams into the barrier, and with a shattering sound, it fractures. Ciara,
Hi.
have you seen a lot of black dragons before?
Probably a few.
All right. This one is pretty big. And how about you know what? Roll me an Arcana check. It's going to be a fairly easy one.
I can find where the heck. Oh, right over there. Okay.
Oh, and By the way, while you're rolling this Arcana check, Gil, that's an
I need to
adult black
refresh.
dragon.
Yeah.
That's not good. You've sparred with the guards over the last few moments you've been in this city. You've sparred with some that were a bit better than you, a lot that were not
Okay,
as good
what the
as
hell?
you.
I got that was rigged. I rolled it and it didn't go through. I had to refresh to let anything go through at all.
That was weird.
Oh, did you lose connection to it?
Yes,
Did-
it was a
did
freaking
ge-
16.
Okay, so as a rule, for everyone watching, I'm going to trust that if someone says they've rolled something, they've rolled it.
I should have
If
freaking
my
screenshotted
players
it.
choose that they want to roll physical dice, I will let them. I believe in everyone here, and I believe that everyone here wants the game to be interesting, and that winning all the time
Let me
isn't.
see if I
So
can
if
get this working.
if you believe and say you've rolled a 16, you've rolled a 16.
Okay, now it's working. Wow.
Okay, so you have a +1, so that would be a 17, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Yes, this is indeed a black dragon. And it is indeed an adult. And that's not good. Because adult dragons are hard to kill.
Uh-oh.
The dragon roars and begins to fly in circles around the city, his eyes scanning the ground. And as he flows around in the city sky, the red glow of the crimson moon takes on a I'm not finding the word, but a more sinister hue.
The blood moon rises once again.
I think sinister is good. All right, so we're going to change the music again. Because a few minutes are going to pass, and then we're going to move back to our friends. So, music change.
I'm losing it. Red's just like, oh yeah, Red Moon, nice cameo moments.
All
Didn't
right.
even think about that. Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Please
Quickly.
remember to support Red in all her artistic endeavors.
Yeah.
Yeah, red! Woo!
Support our artists.
All right. So it doesn't take very long for the peaceful, leisurely city to go into chaos. Soldiers in scaled armor roam the streets, burning various buildings as they pass. Some of them with torches, some of them by opening their jaws and breathing fire on the buildings. Because a lot of the creatures here are draconic. It's not going to take a roll to know that this is an attack by the queendom. I'm going to go to Gil. Gil, pray tell, what do you do when this happens? What's Gil's instinct when this happens?
Ooh. Yeah, no. We are not prepared for this. I am not prepared for this. Gil's gonna turn to one of the guards. Where's the nearest evacuation point?
Well, they're coming from the north gate, so I guess south gate would be the best way to leave. Staying away from the dragon would be a good idea as well. He looks up to the sky.
All right.
That's going to be difficult. It's much faster than any of us are on foot.
Okay.
And he steps up and speaks out, say, guards, trainees, we're gonna try to help the evacuation. And he turns to you, Gil, and he says, I'm not going to ask you to offer your life to help. If you wish to evacuate with the people, it's better you do so now.
Gil will just kind of nod.
All right. So, the various guards who were taken by surprise in this are guards from a border city. This is not something they're not prepared for. So a lot of combat begins to erupt around town between the border city, the Bismuth guards, and the invaders. And you start to make your way towards the south gate.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tony. Tony, are you still with us?
Tony's AFK for like 5 minutes.
Okay. Never mind then. Let's go to Min. Min. You feel a chill run down your back as this not quite telepathic, but presence just kind of surrounds you, and you know that we're gonna keep going with this because I like doing it this way. Hey Min, what's this black dragon called? You know who he is. What is he called? I'm also going to increase your volume because you're a bit quiet on my end.
Oh, good black dragon names. Good black dragon names.
If you haven't figured out by now, chat, this is going to be a fairly... I'm not someone who likes to have, like, all the cards and push the players in various places. I like to let the players just kind of flesh out their own backstories. And considering where Min's character comes from, I feel like this is something that should be that they should have control over. It's gonna happen a lot in this campaign, where I'm gonna like I did with the inn, the bard. Hey bard, what's the inn called? We're gonna do a lot of that. I don't hold all the cards, and about I create about 80 to 90% of the stuff we're gonna do. I almost cursed again. And but I'm gonna leave like a good 10% for the players to just kind of pitch in information. So before you choose their name, you can wonder, um, is this black dragon capricious? Is he more self-aggrandizing? Would he choose a name like Shadowwing? Or well, a lot of dragons choose their own names. So depending on what kind of person they are, their names usually reflect that. Like someone in a more a dragon that's more self-aggrandized going to have a more cliche self-aggrandizing name, for example.
So was this dragon an edgelord?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, he's black. He's edgy by default. I'm talking about black dragons, not black people.
I think we got that. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
What do we say?
Well,
Do we
I
want to
mean,
go
we
full
never
edgelord?
know. Don't take me out of context, please.
All right, clip that. Take him out of context.
No.
Take him out back, chat.
Oh.
If you don't have an idea and I'm putting you on the spot, you can tell me and I'll come up with something.
That's probably gonna be
As long as we agree that
time.
you know the mother humper.
That's so
You
much
really must
worse.
want to.
That's...
It's not. It's not better.
Yep, that's Zerson. Right.
Zerson. Okay.
Oh, goodness be damned. I thought I got covered my tracks better. Great.
All right. Hey guys, this is a good moment to bring up that in the game that if you see to the top right, there are different tabs. There's one that looks like a book. In this tab, I've given each of you a journal. Min, I would like you to go into your journal and spell out the name of this black dragon.
I mean, he also just did in regular text chat.
Oh, he did in chat. Never mind then.
Damn, where's the flavor?
Okay. So, you are susceptible to because of who you are susceptible to magic that would pull you back towards them, and the presence of this greatly magical being that you know who is proficient in enchantment magic just immediately sends shivers down your spine. You look out of, well, I'm not gonna, you don't look out. I'm not telling you what to do. What do you do next? I'm sorry.
Quickly stands up in like a manner that just kind of like screams, kind of like past military training of sorts. And he just unslings one of the spears from his back, grips it in a hand as he just kind of like peeks outside of the stable.
All right. The mare stomps her feet. She seems agitated, and she sees you move, and maybe it's because of the militaristic feel of your movement, of the cadence that you have, but it seems like this clicks something in the mare's head somehow, and she follows you, staying one step behind, um, as would a warhorse. She nudges you in the back and lowers herself slightly to offer you to ride her. She does not have at this moment her saddle. The saddle is, you see the saddle placed on the basically just hooked on a wall. I'm gonna say no checks required. Has someone with a military background, you know how to saddle a horse. It's not something that you're gonna have to roll for. You know how to saddle a horse. And you know that this is her saddle because this is the one that's next to the section of the stable she was she was assigned to.
Oh, technically taking you out for a ride would be breaking the law, but I get the sneaking suspicion the law doesn't really apply here anymore. And he just kind of sets his spear aside for a moment, grabs the saddle, and starts getting her prepped.
All right. We're gonna move to the inn proper. As you play your music, you drown out a lot of the sound from outside. Hecate. But as you're playing, you finally, through the music and the sound and the cheering of the crowd, you start to hear something. And then someone slams the door of the inn open and enters before being shot through the neck with an arrow, falls to the ground, bleeding, and people start screaming rather than cheering. What do you do?
Well, there goes my show then.
I love this character already. They're like, oh, a dead person. There goes my show.
Man, what a killjoy.
Literally. Oh god, okay, so I'm literally just vibing, playing music, dead body comes in, or person runs in and then immediately dies.
And with the door open, the sound from the outside begins to be heard, and there is battle happening. You hear the clanging of sword against armor, the grunting of people fighting, and the screaming of the patrons as they see a dead people stumble into the inn, and they start to panic.
You said the North Gate also got absolutely shattered by the Black Dragon, right?
The Black Dragon broke the dome of force that is above the city. The North Gate was not breached. It was simply that the guards were dispatched and people started coming in through the smaller door. It is possible that it has been breached by now, but not to your knowledge.
So to that, I feel like Hecate would probably react like, well shit, here we fucking go again. Immediately, like, grabs everything he can in his general vicinity and just doesn't really walk, doesn't really run, he just kind of like goes at a fairly fast pace out the door just to see like what the hell is going on.
Okay, so you leave but through the door where some people just
He's basically storming out like, who the fuck spoiled my show?
I love this. All right, because of what you decided to do, we're gonna skip to someone else.
Oh.
Sai, you entered the city through the north gate. On the way to the south gate, which is the other side of the city, is the inn you were supposed to go to. As you run forward, just kind of dashing as fast as you can, you see a kobold just push someone inside of a building that looks suspiciously like an inn, and then another kobold flying in the air takes a bow and shoots an arrow through the man's throat as he stumbles into the room of the inn. Then a few things happen. A bard holding different instruments as well as an accordion in his arms, overburdened, walks out of the inn and says, "Who fucked with my show?" Then, as the kobold turns around to attack the bard, a warhorse shoots out of the stable and tramples the kobold to the ground, just smacking him down, and the kobold immediately dies. Then from an alleyway runs out a guy in just kind of this robe-like garments with these golden claws on his hand, and he just kind of walks in and just kind of skids to a halt in front of the inn where there's like multiple kobolds just kind of standing, wondering what the hell is going on, and running into more resistance than they thought they would in front of an inn.
Bingo again.
Just opens her beak. Awkward moments, part 2.
All right. So what we're going to do now is this is going to be we're going to be doing this a bit. Okay, Watch Together decided they wanted to be a dick to me, so just give me a second. Okay, what's going on?
Loving voicing a Kenku.
Voicing a Kenku is
It is
very
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what happened. Are you guys still on the Watch Together room?
Yeah, changed
Yeah.
on our end.
Okay, because on me it says. Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties.
That usually happens.
All right, it tells me that this Watch Together room does not exist.
What?
I mean, it clearly does.
What?
Okay, just give me a second. I'm gonna try to see what's going on.
Alright, time to play the dumbest shit while Warboss can't get
It's
in.
still showing up on my server list. I don't know what's going on your end. That is very
I
weird.
don't know either.
You can't connect through the link either.
Nope.
Someone put coconut malt while I can't change it.
You just got coconut malt. Let's not say we did.
All right,
Stupid.
I literally have an email that says your room, Crown of the Tyrant Queen, has been saved. Click this link. I go into it and it says this room does not exist.
Oop.
So Watch Together decided to be a dick. So just to be sure, right? It doesn't matter if on my end it's not playing. You have combat music going on right now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, then it doesn't matter if I don't have combat music. I'll live, I guess. Okay, just give me a second. All right, Watch Together just decided not to work on my end. I don't know what's going on.
We'll fix it in post.
I'm gonna try to do a thing. I'm gonna see if I can copy the link rather than clicking it and open it in another browser.
I also sent you the direct invite link to the room to see if that helps as well. But it's less music, it's more atmospheric. We might be a little loud for it. Hang on.
It doesn't matter. Those things happen. I just tried and it still says that the room doesn't exist. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the room is gonna keep working until you refresh the page, at which point it's gonna stop.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it open so that we can reorganize all the songs later after stream. But for now, it's all good. If you need me to change any of the songs, I can do it on my end.
Okay. Also, it's not letting me reset my password and it's not letting me log in. So I think it's just the game, the entire thing is broken on my end. It's fine. No worries. Technical difficulties at the start of the game. It's wonderful. Okay, so all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to battle map, and we're gonna drag you guys here. So is everyone in here?
Not own any token with vision in this scene.
Let's fix that, shall we?
Maybe we're just going to do this.
That'll work.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Okay. Right. If you're more into an ambiance of like the world on fire rather than the battle music, just switch to one of the battle music options in the room. Doesn't matter which one it is. Well, it does matter. Don't take a techno one for this one.
I just had a dumb idea for my placeholder token, and I have access to it.
All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to.
Hang on, real quick. Hey, Curb.
Hmm?
Can I use Nyx's token just for
today? Yeah, you can. Do you want me to send it to you, or do you have it already?
I already have access. I was using Nyx for a bit, remember?
You can, yeah.
All right, so
have a good night, Pokemon.
We're going to decide that this is the inn, this is the stable. That's what we're gonna go with. All right.
Down there. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So we're going to put Mr. Herrick over here at the exit of the stable. We're gonna put Hecate at the exit of the inn.
And you said Gil was coming through an alley, so like over here probably.
This is a very strange map because they kind of like there was already a grid on the map, but like that means that this inn is like 5 foot wide. It's very strange. I'm gonna see if I can fix. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can fix something real quick.
Hey, look, it's totally Nyx.
There it goes.
What? Oh no.
There we go.
She can deny it no
Alright,
longer.
figure. And I'm gonna make this more of a.
I forgot to describe my companion,
Oops.
who was on my shoulder.
Okay, you can describe them now while I'm trying to fix this thing.
Okay. So, on Seora's shoulder, on the shoulder of the black cloak, there is this strange glowing figure. It's literally a figure. It's made out of figures. It's beyond just like honestly, it's beyond description. But from what the normal eye can see, it looks like a bunch of shapes that make a butterfly of some kind.
Okay.
But I's not
I'm
in
not
this
gonna be-
campaign.
Apparently, I never once used a warhorse. So I'm gonna have to go into the.
Go import a warhorse.
All right.
Thank you for the hydrate, Tony.
There we go. This is a warhorse for you, and we're gonna put you on top. There we go. Even then, you know what? How you said like this is a 10-foot. Like look how big the warhorse is. Look how big the stable is. This is
big
very
ass one.
weird. But hey, it's the town on fire. It's what I needed. So we're gonna have giant kobolds that can fit only 3 of them in a tavern, and giant people. So you're all giants now. Okay. So
We might be giants.
Oh my
You
god, I'm
didn't tell
fucking
us this was
Groot.
a halfling town war boss?
all right. So we're going
Leave
to
the
go
Shires
to
on fire.
humanoids, kobolds. All right. So we're gonna have a few kobolds all around because you're not gonna fight half dragons just yet. I'm not that cruel.
Oh, are we not?
I'm just gonna put this dead kobold over here because it's just been trampled. Isn't the blood splatter mod on? I don't know. Well, I'll find it later. Anyway, he's dead. So. Okay. Technical difficulties are nice. Isn't that amazing?
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do this. See if it works.
Oh.
Should reload. Gonna take a bit.
Reloading.
Well, the game is dead. Good job, War Boss.
Wow, that was a quick campaign.
I hope that saved the journal.
Should have.
Oh my god,
Yes,
Kerb, I
you
just saw what
journal
she
your-
said.
Your journal is safe, Kerb. You're a good boy who chose to add the information I gave you into your journal.
It's her guardian
Okay.
angel.
All the more reason to do
I
this.
don't know why they're not transforming into puddles of blood, but it's fine. So we're going to have as well a few. It's really weird because from my end there's no music at all. Humanoids, kobolds.
Oh, hi.
Why are you? Okay.
Alright. Alright, next time to fight.
Okay.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It did not save any of my notes as I've been taking them. Well, serves me
This
right.
is great. It doesn't serve you right. It's just technical difficulties are not fun. All right. So,
I'm just gonna use a regular ass text document then. And then I will paste it in after session.
okay. So you come out and see a couple of kobolds rushing in, and as you come out, patrons begin to stream out of the inn, rushing towards the south gate, which is over here in this direction. And the kobolds themselves are coming more from this area. So I'm going to populate this with a few more kobolds. Kobolds are the advanced guards of this area. And I'm just going to be here. This feels like a good amount for you to start. So I'm going to Right, I'm gonna roll. All right, you guys can roll your tokens. I got a kobold who's got a nat 20.
Oh boy.
Initiative.
All right,
Here
let's
to
roll
determine
initiative,
how well
baby.
you
That's what
roll
I'm
for the
talking
rest of the
about.
campaign. Remember that. No pressure.
Okay, I'm a dumbass still learning this whole thing. Where the fuck is initiative?
It's on the left-hand
You see
side of the character sheet. It says initiative. It's under your portrait.
I'm a
Okay,
dumbass. Thank you.
so if you want
You're
to
good.
see initiative, what you can do is you
Well-
can go to the top right of your screen. Right next to the chat, there's an icon of 2 crossed swords. If you go there, you should be able to see the initiative, and there should be a way to pop it out.
It's when you right-click it.
What's the initiative on this thing?
Yep. You just
What?
right-click the icon at the top, and it pops it out.
Yo. God, why the fuck have all these kobolds
Why?
got more initiative than us?
So
Some of them kobolds rolled really good.
I can't find initiative on my familiar.
Hey, remember when I talked about going to the crossed swords?
It's literally a different sheet, Warboss.
No. You not on the sheet. You go to the top right, where next to the icon where we choose to chat or go to actors. Between those two, there should be a combat encounter, and then it gives you a list of all the encounter. You just
I can
click
just
the
do that,
dice
okay.
next to your character.
Yep, that also works. There you go. And then you can also do it for your own character as well.
Okay, so this is where it's going to be a little bit weird. Oh, situational bonus, okay. I don't know if it automatically applies. I don't think it automatically applies, so let's see.
You'll be good. Yes, it added a D8.
Okay.
Hey, look, Mitty, you get to go first.
All right.
Isn't that delightful?
Kenku goes first. Should your familiar have its own initiative, or should it play after your turn?
I actually do usually like having it have its own initiative.
If that's what you want, that's how we're running it. I'm giving you the choice.
Yeah, I like having its own initiative.
That's good. All right. So
But usually I
we're
like
going to
starting like the
begin
rest
combat.
with Gift of Alacrity, so that's what that was.
So we're going to begin combat. And we're going to start with Sai. Siora.
Seora, so let me get this straight first. This guy up in the air.
Yeah?
Just checking.
I don't know if you see it, but above the token it should say plus 20 feet.
Oh, that is there.
So that's that tells you how high they are.
Yes, I can see that. I'm just
Good.
dumb.
You're not dumb.
You're just silly.
Exactly. All right, so
Okay.
let's leave
In
the
that
apathetic
case-
GM behind. Let's go.
In that case, she's going to point a feather up, and she is going to shout, "Kneel, peasant!" And she is going to cast Sapping Sting.
Ooh.
Boy,
All right. Can you click that spell for me?
alright, that is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Well, it looks like I don't know. I don't know if you want to try next turn, but one of the mods should allow you to hover over a target, click the T key on your keyboard to target it. It's going to automatically roll a save.
I forgot to do that.
No,
Yeah.
you're good.
For now,
I think that's also base. I don't even think that's a mod.
yeah. For this specific situation, what happens if they succeed the save?
Nothing. I assume it's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's or take. So
Save.
Oh, it's pretty good. A cantrip that drops you prone. I like it. Okay,
Yeah.
so the Erd or flying kobold, however you wish to name them, seem to stagger in the air, but then his wings beat once, twice, thrice, and he regains control of his flying pattern. And he looks down at you with his pointed teeth grit. Is that
So
your turn?
what happened to him for a moment there is not like how Sapping Sting usually works.
Okay,
His
how
wings
does that
actually
work?
froze for just a moment, and he didn't understand
Ooh.
it.
Okay, so his wing frees up and he starts to fall down, and then whoosh, he picks it back up before falling to the ground
Yeah, pretty much.
and regains altitude.
Yep.
If
That's
and for the future, if there's a description that you don't like that I do for a thing hitting, just take over from me and we'll do it that one.
okay.
All right. So then,
Yeah, that
we're
should be it for this turn.
okay. After your turn, we get to this kobold all the way over there. It's going to move to here, and dash to here, and not get in range at all. Next kobold is this guy. This guy is going to move to the bard. And it's going to attempt to stab you with this dagger.
Ah, fuck.
Oh my god.
All right. So he stabs you with his dagger. You have been stabbed. You've taken 4 damage. So the
Ow.
kobold runs towards you like he gets into distance, and you're much taller than he is, so he just stabs you in the hip. Yeah.
And so I just kind of like look at him and was like, well, that was rude.
All right. So
Didn't
then
like my
we move.
play. Didn't have to stab me.
We move to the next kobold, who is going to run at the warhorse, and then, not being able to reach you, is going to try something. I'm just gonna roll this one for fun. Okay. So, guys,
Mhm.
everyone, I'm someone who enjoys doing a lot of fun stuff with natural ones and natural 20s.
Oh no.
So
Oh.
I like it. Like, some people are like, oh, natural 20 deals a bit more damage. That's it. And natural 1 fails. I like to do it a bit more flashy. So this kobold runs at the horse, dagger raised, screaming. Ah! He begins to raise his hand to stab the dagger into the horse. The horse rears back and just slams a hoof in the kobold's head, who immediately dies.
Yup.
Amazing.
Oh, hey, that one worked.
Kill goes to the
Hey.
horse.
Okay, so
Nice.
I think it worked. It didn't work the other time because we weren't in combat.
That's possible.
So there we go.
Killed him once just to kill him for good.
So the warhorse has already killed 2 kobolds.
Warhorse
All right,
MVG.
and-
You better give her a fucking name.
All right. So then the 3rd kobold has started to run, and then he sees his friend be brained by the horse. He turns around and goes the other way and goes towards Gil, and he raises his little dagger and he goes, "Die, you scum! Die!" He's trying to stab at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's going to be a 13
Nope.
plus his modifier, which is a 4.
I think
So
that's
it's
actually
17.
exactly enough.
Okay, and I'm just going to roll the
Yep,
damage.
sure is.
You're going to take 5 damage.
Ow.
He goes, "Die, you scum! Die!" And he stabs you in the hip. He can't reach much higher.
Yeah.
So, then, Gil, it's your turn.
It's like greenest all over again, Gil.
Gil just looks down at the wound from the dagger, looks at the kobold. Okay. He just walks up and takes a slash.
All right, go ahead. Try to hit him.
Get him!
Now,
Ah,
question
let's
is...
go!
Wow.
I was going to
Wow.
say, the question is, can you beat a 12? The answer
No.
is apparently not.
Oh my
So,
Oh, that's
the little
hilarious.
kobold, so you raise your head and stab your claws forward, and the kobold goes, "No, don't hurt me," and grovels on the ground holding his head, and you just swipe right above him.
Oh my
And then
god!
he looks up. He
Oh,
looks up to
no!
his fingers. He looks up to his fingers and goes, "Ah, you missed!" And then you just stomp his head into the ground, and it blows up like a tomato, and the kobold dies.
Just opens beak, and the crowd goes wild!
And Gillet's just going to look up at the urn in the air and just point at it with the claw, going, "You need to leave."
The urn begins to just, well, let's see. Is it his turn? Hey, it's his turn. The urn begins to fly up and away, and then he hears a bellowing roar of the black dragon circling the city. And then he looks at you and goes, "You're not as scary as he is." So, I guess this is what he's gonna do, because this guy was scared and he apparently dropped his bow that he used to shoot someone because he doesn't have a bow in his stat sheet. So he's just gonna drop a rock on you. It's gonna fail.
Just goes between us.
Oh, I wish I had deflect
Try.
missiles at this point.
So he drops a rock on
Here,
you.
you dropped this.
I'm still gonna catch
I-
it. I just can't throw it back yet.
Yeah, he drops a rock on you. He goes, "Yeah," and you just catch the rock in the air, and he goes, "Ah, fuck." I've given up on not swearing.
Yeah, don't fucking swear on this Christian fucking channel.
All right, the kobold all the way over there. It's gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's his dash. He's done. Herrick. Or Herrick.
Eh.
Min.
Yep.
Right now, you are riding the warhorse. The warhorse does not have an attack, but your movement is 50 feet. The warhorse doesn't have an attack, which hasn't stopped her from braiding two kobolds. And I'm going to say, because of size difference, because these are small kobolds and this is a large warhorse, if you choose to like go like this and run over the kobolds, they're gonna have to make a dex save to not get brained, because you have a giant. What is to them a giant warhorse? A beautiful black steed.
Alright. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? We're just gonna... Eric's just gonna look over at the pair of kobolds over there. And he's gonna
These motherfuckers.
inhale. How is it gonna...
Did you set up a template? If not, I can roll the saves manually.
Alright. There we go. I think that should get them both.
Ooh.
All right. They both take 4 damage. The 2 kobolds. All right, so what does this breath weapon look like?
There's just this sizzling stream of acid that just belches out of Herrick's mouth.
All right, and I'm gonna roll something. All right. Now that I've rolled something, can you roll an intimidation check for me, please?
Da, 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 da. I have a question in turn.
Yes. You should have it. If I remember correctly, what the properties of this guy is, you should have advantage because they're smaller than you. Unless
Yeah,
this was
do they
changed.
count as? Do they technically count as evil dragons?
Kobolds are humanoids,
I believe so, yeah.
but yes, I'm gonna say yes. They're draconic minions.
All right. What is? Which key was it for advantage?
I think it's control.
Well, let's find out.
Oh, that was shift.
That was disadvantage.
Okay,
It's probably
so
alt,
I
then.
think it's alt.
So that would actually be a 19.
27.
Shift is for versatile damage we've established.
Yeah, shift is versatile.
Oh,
Okay, so the two kobolds, which one has already played, the other one hasn't. You hear anyone that here speaks Draconic?
Yep.
I know the answer, but I want the chat to know. I'm gonna guess, Eric, you speak Draconic.
Oh, I speak Draconic.
And I'm gonna guess that Gil does as well. But
Mhm.
do our avian folk speak Draconic?
Funny thing is, I just chose a random ass language and put that as my second one.
I don't know if I do or not. Apparently, my character sheet is being derpy.
You speak Orin and Common.
Okay, so I do not.
Hecate. Okay. So in Draconic, one of the two kobolds goes, "Holy shit, that's Eric! Run!" And on his turn, he's gonna fucking book it. Which is either good or
Holy
bad.
Fuck, that's a big spider.
Ooh. Oh no.
You okay?
Good thing Eddie's not here.
Right?
Yeah, he did. He's no longer watching the stream, thankfully. He might watch this back later, though.
All right. So we're going to
Hey, if you're watching
do a
this,
fun.
I killed it.
We're gonna
Rip
do a
Scooter.
fun. Next round is the other winged kobold who hears that this is Eric, and in a just flash of genius thinks he can take you on. So he's gonna fly over here. He's also going to fly. Can I? A bit higher? Because if he's only 20 feet high, you're basically going to be able to grab his boot on the top of the warhorse, and he's going to try to drop a rock on you.
Yes.
That's going to be a 10. So he drops a rock on you, and you just bat it out of the way.
Yeah, just like spin the spear and just like slap it aside.
The Erd goes, "I'll get you next time, you fuck." No, he's not going to call you fuck. He's going to call you, "You freak."
Oh no.
Eric's just like making eye contact with him. You can certainly try.
All right. Vari goes, Hey, listen! Hey, listen!
I
No,
knew
I'm
you were
kidding.
gonna
I'm
do this. Oh my god, I swear. No.
Watch out!
Help!
Look out!
No,
Listen!
as these as sparkles begin to surround Very, the butterfly does nothing. Next turn.
Vari goes,
Excellent.
sparkles. All right. Tony, your bard is in front of two kobolds, one of which looks like he's about to book it, and the other one seems terrified. They're both covered in acid and
Okay.
almost dead.
Oh god, I so badly just want to cast Vicious Mockery if I can.
You
Yeah.
can, 100%.
Okay.
Are you gonna target the one who seems like he's about to book it?
I want
That's
to target the one
basically
that's
this
not the
one.
bucket.
The one that's about to book it?
Yeah.
It's this one.
This one? Okay.
That doesn't matter, Curb. You have to make a saving throw.
And
Oh,
what am I doing?
okay. Okay.
Do I roll? What do I do?
Okay, so you just click the spell, and it's gonna tell you how much damage it does. 1 damage.
Okay.
To which
Okay,
one?
so the one
I
on
think
top.
She said the top one, yeah.
Gotcha.
So this guy.
I mainly just want to add insult to injury.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, because once again, these kobolds are not having fun because they're rolling natural ones. So this okay, so first off, 1 damage is enough to kill them. Now, second question is, what happens to this kobold when you kill it with Vicious Mockery? And what do you say to him? If you don't have an insult ready, it's
So-
fine.
I actually have an insult, I just don't have the result.
Do it.
So-
The result is he dies.
Okay, so I just go, is this all? I run out expecting a fight, but all I see are reptilian children running around with butter knives.
Oh my god!
The little kobold goes, fuck you bad! And then, pop, his head explodes.
Jesus.
And as his head explodes, he falls forward and stabs the other kobold in the back. And they both die.
Amazing.
That's the one, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And let me just... That's all I said right there.
Oh my god.
The fucking kobold, his head explodes and he falls. He had raised his hand to stab at you. His head explodes and he just falls forward and stabs the other guy in front of him. Both of the kobold die. And then you go, well, that was good. All right. So I think if you want, you can use your bonus action to heal someone who's taken damage, which means I believe that's only Gil.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
right.
Gil or herself.
Oh yeah, that's true. You have.
Oh,
taken
yourself.
damage as
They
well.
both have been
You've
stabbed.
taken damage. So you could heal yourself with a bonus action. Your
Pretty sure
spell
Gil took more
is
damage than me.
Healing Word to heal.
I'm pretty sure Gil took more damage than me, so I'll go ahead and just do that towards Gil.
Go ahead and click the spell.
Oop. Sorry, my
Alright.
thing is just laggy as fuck. There
You're
we go.
good. Yeah, that's more than enough. Top us back off, baby.
All right. So
Gil looks back
Next.
appreciatively at you.
I just give a small nod.
Nod in return.
Right. This kobold gets here. It's his turn. Kobold sorcerer.
Alright, there's those guys up there.
Mm-hmm. They're coming down.
Okay. I wanted to do something funny. And this guy doesn't have advantage because no one's in melee with anyone. So, what does that do? Okay. Okay. I guess you can still make something funny. This kobold in the distance seems to be brimming with power. He raises his hand, and a chromatic globe of energy begins to swirl in his hand, and he shoots it forward towards you, Hecate. And as he does, running out from the inn behind you, is this richly dressed man, just portly belly, just kind of a bit of greasy skin with a comb over, and he just kind of turns around, sees you, Herrick, and says, "Hey, that's my heart!" And then his head explodes as a bolt of chromatic energy slaps through it.
Not his horse anymore!
I guess
So yeah,
my
no
horse
need to
now.
worry about the horse. So the kobold sorcerer missed, but I decided that if he missed, he was gonna kill the owner of the horse.
Well, it's your horse now, Herrick.
Yeah, Eric, it's your horse. You have a horse now. If you want to do something and get mounted combatant or whatever the hell you want, this is 100% a warhorse, and it seems that they were the steed of a noble of some sort.
It was exactly
Who-
what one of my DMs did to me. Like, gave me a freaking warhorse in the middle of the freaking wild. And it just changed my entire outlook of where I was going to go with my character.
Well,
Right
I
then
mean,
and there. And then gave me a griffin the next chapter.
all right, and then finally, the most powerful of them all, the kobold commander, is going to take his turn, and it's going to revolutionize this combat.
Yeah. Is he gonna dash? Yep.
Sigh!
Absolutely did.
Revolutionary.
Wait, what am I doing? Okay.
Well, he is a powerful kobold commander.
Why does it say commoner?
So it's either I just keep stinging this guy, or I do something that actually matters here.
No, you don't. You're not reading it right. It says commander.
Sigh. If you stinging him, he takes 2d6 damage when he falls. So I mean, it's
Yeah, I know.
not...
That's why I was trying it earlier.
Yeah, no.
I
Get
didn't
him!
think I'm using it.
Get him! Get
Alright,
this
so you're
thing!
using
It's
it
not
again on him?
worthless.
No, I'll use it again. Yes, this is my last attempt.
On
though.
the same guy.
Yeah,
This guy
Yeah.
over here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Come on.
2 damage.
He
Yeah!
failed!
Um.
Get sapped, bitch. So, what happens? is
Oh
the wings
no.
just suddenly stop flapping. And there is no way that this guy can control it.
This guy's wings freeze, and he goes, like, "Da, da, 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 da," and then he just slams his face on the ground, and it explodes like a rotten, like a rotten pumpkin. So, he takes 9 damage. He had 5 HP left. His max HP was 7. He took 9 falling damage. All right, so
It just makes that cartoon noises while it goes down.
all right. After you is this guy. This kobold moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he's going to target you. And make an attack.
Cool. Oh. Youch.
He
I
takes his sling. 14 hits you?
that matches.
That's-
So
that matches. So he takes
as
his sling, spins it in the air.
a reaction, I am going to do a dodge step.
You gonna dodge roll off the horse?
Yup. All right, dex saving throw. Here we go. Yatta-da.
Dodge roll off the horse. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a success,
So
so
you need to beat the attack roll to dodge out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
So,
evasion should
that
be.
is a success. So I actually take no damage.
Nice.
So
And you do have to move as well, yeah.
Yep.
Can I offer an idea
I'm listening.
for your dodge step? You grab the reins of the warhorse, and you twist one rein down and then slap them, and the horse just takes a step to the right. This is a warhorse. He's well trained. So the horse just, you see him aim at you, you twist the reins, pull, and it just kind of tuk, tuk, takes a step to the side.
That works.
Not that far. We'll see if I can't find the mount up thing again. Maybe it's gonna work this time around.
Maybe. It didn't work for me, but I might not have been doing it right. I don't know.
That
Okay.
nets me a momentum die.
Nice.
All right. Yes. So, for the sake of this, if you're doing a movement-related ability and you are on the horse, this is a trained warhorse, so they will be able to follow you in that movement. So that's the call I'm making right now, because I just gave you a warhorse. I don't want to penalize you that you have to roll off of your mount every time you fucking dodge an attack. That would be not fun. So the warhorse, whose name you don't know and will never learn, so you can rename them however you wish, takes a step to the side and the stone just whizzes by you. Gil.
All right. So, as Gil just kind of looks down at the crumpled forms of the kobolds at its feet, he's going to glance at the dagger that the one that he killed stabbed him with, use his feet
Mhm.
to flick it up into his hands, and he's gonna take a step and throw it at that kobold there. Don't think I
Yeah,
have
sure,
a
cool.
dagger thing, but I'm just gonna throw a fucking dart because it's the same damage. It's fine.
Same damage.
Yeet!
I was like, oh, are you going to be able to kill them? They're kobold elite, they have more HPs then.
And we've still got 35 movement. Gee, I wonder if we can get over to this guy. Hello!
Bonus action, punch him in the nose.
Oh my god,
No.
there's a hidden
Nope.
pun in my name!
All right, so as per this game, I've decided, as I said, to be a bit more flashy with my natural ones and natural 20s. However, I have another rule I want to implement in this game, which is curb. How do you fail?
So,
What happens? Do you slip on a puddle of blood? Do you trip? What goes on to make you fail this check?
as mentioned, it's been a while since Gil's fought kobolds before. He's fought other creatures, and mostly just regular people. So he's really not used to how cowardly kobolds are. So, once
Okay.
again, he throws another elbow at this kobold, and it just ducks, and he just trips over it.
All
Oh,
right.
fuck!
So you trip over the kobold and you fall prone.
Yep.
That's your natural one.
Bop.
That's good. Okay. Yes. So that's what we're going to be doing for natural ones. One of the things that I've noticed sometimes with different players, though with these players I don't think I would have any problem with that, is that sometimes natural ones are unsatisfying because they don't play into the fantasy we have about our character. So I decided, why not leave it in the player's hands?
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't like it, I can change it. I can veto. So you don't have a choice on that matter.
Yeah.
Mwahaha. This kobold is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not gonna reach you. You're prone. Yes, it's advantage with his sling. He's gonna try. So we know it's control, right? So
Yes.
It is control
Control.
for disadvantage, yes.
sling. That's a 5.
He'll just roll out of the way quickly, going, oh god.
No, not again!
So the rock hits the ground next to you, fracturing in half. But that's the kobold's turn. Herrick, it's your turn. You were staring daggers at the winged kobold before. I don't know if you have anything that hits someone who's... Well, he's 30 feet high, but you're on top of a 10-foot horse, so you're pretty much 15 foot high right now. Or at least 10 foot high. So I'd
Close
say
enough that
you
you
only
can
have
throw,
to
like, a
reach...
javelin or something.
You could try a javelin or a dagger without getting...
I sure have a
disadvantage.
spear that can be thrown.
Do it.
Ooh. All right, go ahead.
Alright. I think it might have a fit
Do,
about...
do you have like you have a spear? Does
Increase
is it
your
like a
increase your elevation to 10 feet and you should be fine. There you go.
Alright.
Because, yeah, it is 20-foot range.
Alright. So let me... Do. Can you throw a spear versatilely, or is it just the regular?
I'm gonna say if it's a drone, it's probably not using the versatile.
Okay, yeah, I figured that was the case.
It's a kobold. I don't think it matters. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a kobold. I don't think it matters.
All right, so you throw your spear and it just he's still like, you fucking freak, what are you gonna falls to the ground. It
That.
is throat his throat pierced. And then you say,
You were saying?
he goes, Nah, that's it. I don't have any more dying sounds. I'm sorry, guys.
And then just, like,
Hey!
brings the horse over here and just has it like step on his skull.
Oh
Can you,
yeah,
can you
I'm
not
gonna...
just give access to the horse for Min? Or
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go into the beasts, grab the war horse, duplicate it so we can change its name, and I'm gonna send a copy of the war horse.
And just like
To the companions.
reach down and just yank his spear out of the Erd.
Yep.
So now we have a warhorse copy next to Vary in the companions, and I'm going to
And you've still got another
give
30
you
feet
access.
with a warhorse, I believe. They've got 40 default, I think.
50. I think
50, dang.
warhorse is good, man.
Hot dang.
You're the
Good.
owner of this sheet. No, fuck. Warhorse is 60 feet.
Jesus.
Yeah, warhorses got movement.
Schmoovin'.
And
Horses are pretty good.
I want to tell you that no matter what you decide, one of the really cool things about the compendium is that we have stat blocks for like, if I go to Warhorse,
This is also awkward, but I can't actually select my token right now because of the kobold there.
Can you not click and drag?
I'm gonna move the blood
It's
ladder.
fine.
Okay, now I can move it. Okay,
Okay.
alright,
So
that was...
I have Warhorse, but I also have stat block for Warhorse, chainmail barding, leather barding, plate, ring mail, scale mail, splint, studded leather, and the skeleton. So
I'm
whatever
assuming
you
she
choose.
doesn't have any armor right now as it is.
No, currently she has a saddle.
Yep.
But we're going to be able, if you spend some money on that horse, let's say a splint barding is fairly, I think it's like something around $200, well, 200 gold, and that increases their AC to 17, so it makes it a pretty good steed for most of the early game.
Yeah, there's a whole category or table with all the prices of the barding, if I remember correctly.
Nope.
So that's something to look at later.
So then we're just gonna... Yatta-da-da-da-da-da. Hi, how you doing, buddy?
All right. The sorcerer is now in
danger.
melee. He goes, ha! Fuck!
Just a toothy grin. Hi. And that will be Eric's turn.
Oh god, what the hell can I do from my distance?
You can move.
Yeah, you've got movement.
So, and also, Vicious Mockery, your spell, it reaches everything in here. Oh, I didn't mean to make an explosion.
Boom.
Alright, so to be sure that this weird creature gets in on the action, the moment it lifts up from Seora's shoulder, it seems to just suddenly vanish without a trace.
Thum.
And then suddenly, it appears on top of the head of the horse.
All right. I'm gonna need you to make an animal handling check to not frighten the horse. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm gonna be super kind with all my ruling, except for your familiar. Fuck your familiar. Listen, shut up. I said multiple times this was a very well trained warhorse, so we're not going to have it freak out because a little glowy thing appeared on their head.
He is the most beautiful horse.
Oh, you rolled a 6. Okay, so the mare shakes her head and make a dex save to see if your fairy thing falls off the horse's head.
Oh my god.
Very silly.
So silly.
All right, so Very falls off the horse's head and then begins to float because they can fly. Nothing bad happens. But they're not on the head anymore. It's the only thing that changes.
Shame. That's a shame. I end my turn there.
Okay.
She thinks about what she did.
Tony, Hecate is within range. I think if I remember correctly, I'm just gonna double check before I say something stupid. Vicious Mockery has a range of 60 feet. The furthest enemy is 65 feet away, and it's the Kobold Commander, who's totally not just a commoner. It's the most powerful of all your enemies. Everyone else is within range, and if you really need to hit the Commander or Commoner, whichever they are, all you have to do is take one step forward and you're within range.
I think I might do that. And I think I'm gonna try and do Vicious Mockery again.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pull up my fucking sheet again. Okay. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba.
Okay.
Wisdom save.
Help. Oh, wait, wait, wait,
So,
okay.
okay, so I have a scene in mind. So the little commoner, no, it's totally the commander of the kobolds. The kobold commander runs towards the other kobold, and he goes like, "Hey, I have spare daggers if you need it." Tell your vicious mockery.
So what about you, you little chick? Looks like your feathers haven't grown. Are you perhaps a late bloomer?
He looks at you, and then his eyes begin to swell, and they pop out, and just kind of blood flows down his face. And he said, "That's not funny. That's not funny at all." And then he dies. 3 damage is enough.
Oh no!
Amazing.
Yeah, he
Oh,
totally
God.
was a commander. So, is that going to be it for your turn, Tony, or are you going to use another one of your spell slots to heal yourself?
I'm thinking about it. I don't know. Gil, what's your health at?
I'm good.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'll probably go ahead and do that.
That's gonna be your second slot, is it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Boop.
Whoo! Rolling high on those heels. Love to see it.
All right.
Like I said, the
Okay.
high rolls are probably going to be only for the first session for me.
All right.
Let's hope not.
Okay. The kobold sorcerer is going to look up at you, Eric, and say, Come on, Herrick. We're friends, you and I. Why don't you help me dispatch these fools? Huh? And he's going to cast Charm Person.
As a reaction, I'm going to spend my second focus point to use Focus Mind, so I'm going to be just rolling a straight Wisdom save and not at disadvantage.
I'm just looking to see if you already have advantage on the roll if you're already fighting. If that's the case, you might not have to use it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think they do have advantage if you're.
I'm looking at the spell. So it
Hostile.
says you
Charm.
attempt to charm a humanoid. And does it with advantage if your companions or you are fighting it.
Yep.
You're already making a straight
You
roll
don't need
using
to use
a
your
resource.
fancy
Is not
shit.
going
You
to.
already have a straight roll on this one.
That's gonna work on Charm Person, maybe not on Dominate.
Yeah, probably not on.
On this one.
Well, this is a little kobold sorcerer, so
Nice.
yeah, no, that's so
That was also
he goes.
single. Oh yeah, no, yep.
Yep. So he casts Charm Person. I'm just gonna click it, so it uses one of its uses, and then that's his turn. Sai.
All right. So
Oh yeah, sorry. Before your turn, he goes.
Okay.
Fuck. No, it's fine. It's your turn.
thank you.
God.
That was very important. Thank you,
Very
Boss.
much so.
So
Hey, it's my
Sarah
game. I know what's
gets
important.
tired of just standing there and just pointing feathers and fingers and such. And she just starts walking forward. And while she does, she takes her sword out and starts walking up to this kobold.
Okay.
And she opens up her beak. And she comes in for the hit and swings.
This is gonna be very fun. I can tell already.
Oh no. Oh no. You forgot to target. Oh no.
I forgot
Yeah, but
that.
eight does it.
Mm-hmm. I just imagine you
And
slash.
it's a killer!
I just imagine you slash and it looks like nothing changed and then the head slowly falls off.
Yes! That's
Let's go
probably
with
what
that.
happened.
Let's go with that.
Yes.
So you just slash your sword down diagonally, whoing, and then nothing happens, and then the kobold's head begins to slide and then tumbles off the body, and then the small body of the kobold falls into a supplicative stance as he naturally grovels.
The kobold's natural state, grovel.
Well, in the original race, you had a feature called grovel, right?
Grovel, cower, and beg, yep.
Yep. Gil, it's your turn.
As the
Am I right to assume you're gonna start by getting back up?
not only is Gil gonna stand up, he's going to, as he rolled to dodge the kobold that threw a sling at him, he's gonna turn that into a tumble, leap up, and just swipe at this guy in one
Get up.
fluid motion.
All right.
I'm gonna remember to
Go ahead
actually
and-
target myself as well. Whoop. There we go. And claw. Yup.
All right. Yeah. So the kobold, you just kind of slash through him, and your claw barely feels any resistance. Kobolds are scaled, but their scales are smooth rather than rough, and your claw just slices through with barely any resistance. The kobold falls to the ground, his chest ripped open,
And
even scoring just lines, scratches on his bones underneath the flesh.
and whirling around, looking at the final of the kobolds in the immediate area, Gil is going to basically borderline try and tackle this dude as I'm gonna use a key point, and we're gonna flurry of blows this motherfucker.
Okay. Don't
Bop,
forget
bop.
to target him.
I sure did.
That's gonna hit.
So 15 total.
All right, you just slam your claws into him twice. He begins to bleed, but you notice that the magic coursing through this kobold makes it hardier. And he just look at you and he says, "You fucking human. You don't deserve to kill me." Ironic, I know.
You don't know what I deserve.
Herrick.
I think I know what he deserves.
Oh
Jesus.
no!
All right. So, Herrick, I'm going to offer an option. If you don't like it, you can you can choose how you fail. But I want to offer one. So, the small fairy, very angry that she was shaken off of your horse's head, is flying around the head, buzzing,
Oh my
and
God.
the war horse just shakes his head violently, shifting their shoulders, which just so happens to make you miss. And then, as they do, the saddle which you put on in a rush, the buckle just snaps open and the saddle slides off the horse, and you fall on the ground.
No, that fits.
Yep,
That fits.
that's fair.
Yes, I agree with this. It fits.
And
I'm imagining it doesn't even like fall all the way. It just like slides him into a side saddle position, and he's just in a super awkward state.
yeah, so you are considered prone until your next turn, but you have movement still, so you can get up from prone. You haven't moved, so it's not gonna affect you much.
Just like saddle slide sideways. He's like, nope. Just kind of like reaches back up, just like pulls himself back up.
You've ridden saddle-less horses before. It's not as comfortable, but it's not horrible. The saddle just falls to the ground next to the horse, but you're still on. Vari looks
Yeah,
pitiful.
Barney's in the middle of annoying a horse. Next turn.
All right, Tony. You are still within range of vicious mockery from this kobold. However, I'm going to tell you, for this specific kobold, chances are, even if he fails, you're not going to kill him.
Okay. I mean, I can still insult it. This is basically all I've been doing.
100%, man. Every piece of damage is closer to death.
So I guess I'll go ahead and cast Vicious Mockery. I didn't really come up with one, so I'm gonna try and figure out one on the fly. So, fellas, what shall we do with this reptilian manlet?
Reptilian manlet. That's a good one.
If you get 3 kills with Vicious Mockery this fight, it's gonna be very funny.
All right.
Wait, no,
so,
technically 4. You got a double kill with one of them.
yeah. It's funny that you say that, but that's not happening. Sadly,
Aww.
he did not one his save.
I'll just say I was too far away for that one.
So, he just goes, "Shut up, bird!" All right.
Shut up,
then,
you goddamn birds!
Made a save, huh? Feels bad, man.
La 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 la! I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna.
This doesn't fly high enough.
How heavy is a horse?
Pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
It's pretty heavy.
Pretty heavy.
Like hundreds of pounds.
Yeah, I'm thinking that this is not going to work. A war horse is way too heavy for this to work. Okay, so all right, Gale. I think you get a saving throw for this.
Does Gale get one, or does Gil get one?
Gil, but I'm gonna keep calling you Gale.
All Gale gets is
Oh, believe me,
slap
I'll
on
take
the
the compliment.
Okay, now I guess you don't even get a saving throw. This is fantastic.
Oh.
Okay, so, Gil, he's gonna point at you and say, "Out of the way!" He's gonna cast Levitate on you, and you're gonna float 20 feet up.
Oh.
And then, now that you're no longer in range, he's going to attempt to run. He already used his spell, his action to do a thing, so he's not going to disengage. You get an attack opportunity on him, Herrick.
Alright.
Before I move him away, and I'm gonna make you make the attack before I move him away, and the Foundry says, "He's out of range!"
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's gonna...
And
He's
I
not
think
dead,
I will
but-
expend my momentum on this. Do a
Yes!
brutal feature.
Ooh, what's that do?
I'm just going to. So I roll all the momentum dice I have, and it deals extra damage based on what I roll.
Which is just 1 at the moment, so yeah.
So that will be 1d6
Nice.
at this level. So another 3 damage.
All right. So this kobold starts running.
Can I ask if he needs to make a concentration check?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. He needs to make a con check. Okay. Sadly, this motherfucker has a will of iron or steel. He's fucking not 20s his concentration.
Jesus!
And moves out of the way. Oh, I forgot to move. Sai, it's your turn.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This motherfucker.
Did he roll a nat 20 on his fucking save?
Not 20 on the save. On his con save 1 HP.
Oh my god!
Like, I was like, oh, a D6, you might kill him. It's like, he's got 4 health. He rolled a 3, and I was like, God damn it!
Just sneeze on him, pity.
No, okay. So as
He looks
as
very
Sayora
hurt.
Goes as Sayora runs by and underneath Gil, she shouts up, "Get down from there, kids!"
Confused Gil face. Upside down.
I'm pretty
control
sure I'm
spell
older
phase.
than you.
I forgot how good levitate was as a spell. So fucking good.
I'm genuinely
The only
surprised that
limit
doesn't
is
require
that
a
it's
save. I'll need to look at that later, because yeah, that's pretty good.
I can't get into melee range, unfortunately. I cast Chaos Bolt.
okay. No,
my
that's right. I was wrong. You technically you were supposed to get a con save. I missed that. Still really good.
So, what happens here
Oh no.
is one of Sayora's claws has this weird spatial distortion around it. And around that, it starts to fluctuate between what is within it. The elements of fire, the elements of ice. It changes constantly.
Just a rainbow roulette of colors.
Yes, it's basically Mario Kart random roulette.
Yeah, Chaos Bolt is
As
fun.
she tosses this.
Alright.
Yo!
I don't think the damage type matters. I think it's just dead, but let's see what the fucking... Is it not gonna roll the damage? Hello?
Is it really not gonna roll the damage?
Just roll 2d8 plus 1d6.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just click that there.
Yeah, you can click the hyperlink in the description and it should roll it.
Pull that up.
There you go.
Oh. I didn't do that.
I did it.
Alright, so do you
next
want
time
it
you
to
do
be
it-
force or poison?
Absolutely force.
All right, so he starts he pushes his head on Gil, which begins to levitate, and then he starts running. He's like, and then you just hit him in the back of the head with a bolt of force. He just shoots forward, spinning in just kind of. He does a double flip, and then his head just slams to the ground, and he grinds a good 10 feet before stopping, dead as a doornail.
Now come down.
I think I am.
When he does, I'm gonna see if he makes his concentration check. Gil, you fall 20 feet.
Can I try and catch onto the horse as I'm coming down?
Make a dex save.
Sure. Regular
You know what?
dex.
No, not a dex save. Make an acrobatics check.
It's the same roll for me, but we'll... Sure. Yeah! Let's go!
Oh my god.
Gil,
Gil just
you
goes,
My head.
are falling.
No,
So,
no, no, no!
Gil.
It just reaches out for the horse and just face plants.
So what I was going to say is, Gil, as you fall, you spread your leg to hit the back of the horse to slow your fall, but instead you hit the horse and then you keep falling, but because of your leg on the horse, you spin around and just face plant into the ground.
Yep.
Roll. I guess I can roll it.
2d6.
This is the only time I'm ever going to be able to deal falling damage to a monk.
Yeah.
I'm using it.
Yeah, I don't have slow fall yet, I don't think. So, ow.
Yeah, no. So you just face plant into the ground. And
Yes.
As for your question earlier, he takes 6 damage.
Yeah.
Hey Tony, Gil is 6 HP below his max.
We're 6 down
That's
again.
the answer. All right. So
Alright.
You want to know what
So-
the beautiful thing about the kobold dying is?
what?
Since I used Brutal Finisher and he died before the start of my next turn, I get a focus point back.
All right.
You're
Do those,
welcome.
So
do those last until long rest or something?
So the focus point is like the actual like resource that I get to like spend. The momentum
Oh.
dice go away after.
They're like your key points. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
fun.
So basically, the way Brutal Finisher works is if I kill the enemy or it dies before the start of my next turn,
You
I
a
get to
resource
regenerate
back.
a focus point.
That's very fun.
Yep.
All right. So, what happens next? What happens next happens very quickly. You, Herrick, as you feel a kobold die, and just kind of you immediately feel a presence fall onto you. And I would like everyone to make a saving throw.
What kind of saving throw?
It is going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm great at those.
Oh, I am. Oh. Why do you do this to me? What?
First
Do you
time, Mitty.
That's good. Gil is not
Technically,
frightened.
no. But
It makes sense. I'm not frightened. I'm not looking at the sky right now where I imagine this is happening. I am
Teora.
face down in the fucking dirt.
Okay.
Yeah, that tracks.
That tracks.
That
tracks.
tracks.
And then there is our bardic friend.
Where the fuck do I do that?
It's on the first tab.
Okay, so on your
It's under
sheet,
saving throws
on
next
your
to skills.
Oh, I see. Okay. Boop.
Wisdom
Probably.
save.
wisdom. Okay, so Gil faceplants, can't see the thing. I'm going to go over here and drop this. Why? What? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna drop this over here.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No.
What the
Nah, you're
fuck?
pretty black.
So
Red Eyes Black
With-
Dragon.
with a roar, a black adult dragon falls in the middle of the road and looks at all of you. First off, I need to roll something real quick for something else that's going to happen. Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. Great. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, so, well, actually, that's good for me. I need to double check something. I need to double check rule. Da-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum.
We're in danger.
Oh, what time is it? Oh god.
Yeah, we're ending in a few seconds.
It's all good.
Okay,
The oh
Okay.
god was more like I have laundry.
okay. I need to do a thing. I don't like doing it. That's not true. I love doing this. Okay, so how to kill your party in session 1.
Is that what you Googled just now?
No, but it's pretty close. I didn't take something into account when I planned the session. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay, you guys are fine. Okay, Okay. Poof. Oh, thank
Um,
fucking God. Okay.
These just scare tactics. My word.
No, this is not a scare tactic. I was very afraid you were going to die. Okay, I need to roll another dice.
I'm sure he's gonna tell us in a moment.
Okay. So here's what happens. The black dragon falls on the ground, roars with anger, and looks at you, Herrick, and in your head you hear, "There you are, Herrick." And as he takes a step forward, you see in a poof of magic, two humanoids appear in front of the dragon. One in the gleaming plate armor, shimmering with magic. The other in long black robes. And the woman in long black robes with red crimson hair and piercing blue eyes turns around and says, "Thank you for holding the kobolds while the citizens evacuated. We'll get it from here." And then she takes out a scroll and shoots it forward. It burns into pieces of charcoal, and you are all teleported. Immediately, the teleport mishaps, and you take 3d10 force damage.
Jesus!
Which luckily ends up only being 6 damage. And then I re-roll on the table to see where you end up. And where you end up is
You're not
My
familiar
first
with the
damage
place
is
you're
by a
fucking sending
teleport
us?
mishap.
What the
well, so here's the thing. I went with very familiar. I still rolled between a 0, a 1, and a 5.
Jesus!
So, as I said, I wasn't expecting this to become dangerous.
Oh, that's
But-
so funny.
Luckily, the second roll was a 74, which for very familiar is on target. So,
We just land like
As you-
fucking 10 feet in the air.
so, yeah, basically. So, well, it's force damage, not bludgeoning, so it's not gonna be falling. So you feel yourself be compressed, and then in the back you hear the wizard wince and say, "Sorry," and then whoosh, you're whooshed away into teleportation, and that's where we're gonna end session.
Nice.
Warboss, do you know how much it costs to summon my fucking familiar?
How much?
I don't know, you tell me, you made the system!
It would be 23 gold-ish. 22.5 gold, technically.
23. Well, your familiar is
So
not
22
dead. It's
gold and
teleported
5
with
silver.
you. You're fine.
It takes 6
Oh
damage.
no, it took 6 damage. Yeah, that's fair. Your familiar is dead.
Unless they
Oh!
were smart enough to not target the familiar, but then it has to fly all the way back because it can't be unsummoned from a distance, I don't think.
Okay, so
Wait, hang on,
Here's-
wait, hang on. Can I identify what they were about to do?
Do you want to try and reaction to unsummon
you know
your
what?
familiar?
try. You
Exactly.
know what? Make an Arcana check to see if you recognize the spell as it's cast on the scroll. You need to beat a DC 10 plus the spell level, which you do.
Okay.
You recognize that this is a teleportation.
Alright, while they're
spell.
doing that, I immediately unsummon my familiar.
Very goes, "Hey, Lip!" and
Familiar
poofs
saved.
into the familiar poofs into glitter, and um,
Even when
and-
you're not in one of his games, OC's coming for your familiars.
So, as I said, teleportation happens. This is where we end the session, and then I'm going to ask you where you would like to end up between sessions. And next session, we're going to start where you got teleported. You're going to have some choices. It's going to be either like another town of the Bastion. It could be somewhere else. This is clearly, these two people very clearly are part of the Adventurous Society, and the wizard, which has enough magic to cast teleport, is probably part of the Arcane Society as well. So you could be teleported to an Arcane Society in, well, something very familiar to her. So probably the Arcane Society, an adventurous guild that's not in this city and about to be fucked. Though, technically, if you were in the Adventurers Guild and a member, they would probably protect you and stop anyone from attacking you. But that doesn't matter. For now, we are done with session 1. How did you like it so far?
Oh, this is fun.
I was not expecting to get a horse, but I sure have one
You
now.
sure do have one.
Well,
I
I
can
mean-
only imagine the
Flavor
horse
of my
landed on
spells.
you after we got teleported.
Playing
So
with the flavor of my spells is by far my favorite part so far.
Yeah, no, it's real cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well-
Min, what are you
Everything I
naming the
did.
horse?
I'm gonna have to think on that.
Ooh,
it's
Is a
cliffhanger for
mare.
next session.
First, it's a mare, so it's female.
Cliffhanger for next session. What will we name the horse? Honestly, this is the more important cliffhanger than where we end up. Let's be honest.
Yeah, who cares about where who cares about where you end up and what that means for what your next quest will be. The important part is, what do we call Miss Glitter? What the fuck?
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you not like Mr. Nibble? Do you not like that
Excuse
name?
me. That is one of my finest
Oh god.
names. Thank you very much.
God, that stuck for the entire campaign, and I'm so glad it did.
So
For those unaware,
you
Mr. Nibbles was
were-
a female carrion crawler in our Out of the Abyss campaign.
Wait,
yeah.
Mr. Nibbles was female that whole time?
Yeah. When Quilena checked, Quilena found out it was a female.
All right.
Amazing.
So
It was great. I
well,
distinctly remember that. It was
I would like to tell everyone, thank you for coming by and watching this stream. Unless the stream is already over, at which
No,
point I'm
we're
probably
still
talking
going.
nonsense.
We're still going.
Okay, so I would like to thank everyone for coming. This is my first time running my own game. We're running my own setting, which is, as I said, Crown of the Tyrant Queen. The entire idea, as we've talked about, is that this takes place in the current, in the D&D world as it is right now in 5th edition, but 763 years in the future. One of the modules in D&D 5th edition is a module where you fight the
Tiamat.
cult of Tiamat to stop them from bringing her to the prime material plane. And basically the idea is that we had this game, and we stopped in the middle of it because it was boring as shit. The game was fun because the DM Min made it fun. The module is one of the first module that came out, and it was definitely not up to par with
It is a
other
product of
modules.
its times.
So, considering that this module was ended prematurely, it gave me the idea, hey, what if we failed? And that's what happens. Like, we fail, Tiamat makes it out of the hells, and now she's around. And then I started thinking, and I was like, well, if she is around and she just came out, a lot of people are going to know how the world was before Tiamat. And then I was like, so maybe we can have it happen like 100 years later. And I was like, yeah, but elves are a thing as well. And they live like 7.5 centuries. So I was like, you know what? I think an elf's lifespan is long enough for time to have passed that most, if not everyone in the world has lived with Tiamat's tyranny for their entire lives, which was the main point. And then I was like, 750 years, that's too clean cut. Let's make it 763, which is what we ended up picking. So most of the lore about the world still sticks. We don't have to worry. If we need to look up some lore, we can always look at the wiki and then look at what happened 600 and 700 and something years ago, and then bring it to its logical conclusion. We don't have to come up with everything on out of the blue. We still have an idea of how things were, so we can come up with how things are. And mostly it allows us to keep a lot of the lore about the outer planes. Like, the hells probably haven't changed in 700 years. Everyone in the hell is immortal, so 700 years is not going to change anything. The Feywild's probably still the same. Probably nothing changed about the Feywild, though I have my own Feywild lore. And like the higher planes, though they've been unable to contact easily the Primeval plane, the gods are still there. The everything is still there. It's just I'm just kind of tweaking the settings so that we can have something different than what we would get with a module by just kind of tweaking things. And also, eventually we're gonna make a map. I'm gonna have one of my friends who has a map maker tool make a map for us. But for now, we're gonna do theater of the mind when it comes to maps. All we know is that
Or somewhere.
the Fell Empire is in the north, Bastion is in the west, and the Queendom is in the east. They've taken over the entire continent, and the Queendom has taken over most of everything else. So this is taking place on one continent, and every other continent is taken over by the Tyrant Queen. So this is like the last bastion of society that is not under the foot of the Queen.
I also do want to ask this real quick while we're on stream, but there's also like a city-state for the Mage Guild or whatever, the
Yes.
Mage faction. Is that within the Bastion side, I assume?
Technically, no. Just like Bismuth, the city-state is a border city
Gotcha.
that just kind of it managed to not get absorbed by anyone. So it's on the border between the Queendom and Bastion. The Fell Empire being further to the north.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
And then the Adventure Guild is basically just decentralized. spread across.
I don't
everything.
know if there's a way to make the Crown of the Tyrant Queen Google Doc available for the information about the basic lore.
I mean, if you're
But
okay
if
with it,
it's
I can probably
possible-
just post it on the info page for the Twitch, and like in the.
You can 100% do that. I'm
Yeah.
100% okay with it.
Yeah, I can do that.
I already have a version that I gave you, and a version that's called Dungeon Master - Crown of the Dragon Queen, which is one that I don't share, that I can use as a reference, and has information that yours doesn't because it's a Dungeon Master version, kind of there. But yeah, I mean, this was fun for me. I enjoyed quite a bit the amount of freedom I get from being able to basically just roleplay with you guys. Honestly, I wasn't planning on a horse being a thing, but with the good rolls that you made, I was like, shit, why not?
Also, literally starting in a stable.
Yeah, well, I mean, literally, that wasn't my decision. Just to make it clear for everyone who's watching, everyone told me where they wanted to start. I was like, this is a city. If there's somewhere you want to start, that's where you're going to be. I had both Curb and Min tell me they wanted to start in the back alley. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to find something. So then I was like, okay, so why do you want to be in the back alley? Curb said, I want to be in the fighting ring. I was like, okay, I'm gonna edit this a little bit. How about like a training facility? He was like, okay. And then I said, and then Min wanted to be somewhere where he could hold out and just kind of hide. So I was like, well, how about a stable? Or how about you get into an inn? And then I thought a bit further, and I was like, hey, what about you go to an inn, but you don't want to leave a trace of like a gold or paperwork that you were sleeping on the room, so you try to get to sleep in the stable with the horses. And then I made him make a roll to see if he was able to charisma his way into getting a place in the stable, or if he was gonna have to get a room. He managed to make the roll, so I was like, okay, stable it is. But I didn't plan on anything. And then fucking Psy decided they wanted to be at the entrance of the city when we start and walking in. So I was like, okay, so they're gonna walk in with the army at their back. Got it.
Hang on, I missed like a bit of what you said there. You're telling me like I half fucked up there?
No.
Well, no. It made
what
it interesting.
happened is you gave the option that was most convenient for your thing being last.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
basically, it was
you
like,
said,
Carry on.
I want to enter the city, and Warboss went, cool, so the army's gonna descend on you. Excellent.
well,
Great.
also I was like, they managed to make it in originally because the guards unlocked the door to let you in, and the kobolds were in wait. So when the guard opened the door for you, he let you in, you walked in, and then as he was locking the door, he got attacked. He ran into the room and then got hit by an arrow, and he died. So
Ripperoni.
basically you allowed, well, technically, I mean, you could say like, oh, you allowed them in. The black dragon was gonna break the fucking magic dome that protects the city anyway.
Yep.
So you maybe gave them a tiny bit of a head start, which still would have destroyed the city no matter what. Also, one important thing is I managed to start a fucking D&D campaign with only half of my party in the tavern, and they met outside the tavern, not in. And there was no NPC that came to their table and was like, "Hey, you want to go on a quest?" No, none of that.
All right, well, I think with that, thank you all so very much for stopping by for the start of this hopefully very interesting campaign. Take care of yourselves, and we'll catch
everyone.
you in the next session.
Next Monday, baby.